If you can imagine a game with exosuits and weapons and flying and absolutely beautiful surroundings and so much potential, what game would you think of? I know, Anthem. This game had so much potential back in 2019 and collapsed within just a matter of days. This game itself sold 2 million copies, and we may be seeing the game's servers finally turn off. This is so damn upsetting for a game that had so much potential. We're going to talk about it today and go on in to the news around the closing of Anthem from EA. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It would be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor, as always, is cherry vanilla, and you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description, and using code CLOUD at checkout will get you a cheeky discount. With that being said though, let's dive on in to what looks like the death of Anthem. So Anthem was an incredible produced game that just didn't have enough to it. Anthem was also forced out in around 15 months of production, and that was obviously leaked way back when in May 2023 by a former BioWare developer. Now Anthem was obviously pushed out very, very quickly, and when you consider that Anthem was developed by the studio that brought us the legendary RPG franchises such as Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Baldur's Gate, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, it was a complete and colossal flop to say the least. Announced during E3 2017 with a cinematic reveal trailer, Anthem looked to be BioWare's next big hit, which seemingly blended intense third-person action, an RPG level of customization, and an epic Iron Man-inspired mech suit known as the Javelins. However, when Anthem was released in February 2019, it was far from the game that EA and BioWare had led us to believe. Sure, the game looked absolutely gorgeous, but a lack of meaningful content, an underwhelming gameplay loop, and egregious microtransactions doomed the game to fail from the get-go. 2 years later, in 2021, EA and BioWare announced that it was pulling the support from Anthem, commencing its place as one of the biggest flops in video game history. Though to be fair, Anthem is still playable today with the online servers of live support for those that still wish to indulge in this single player and multiplayer offering. So why, for a game that promised so much following in E3 2017 reveal, did Anthem flop so hard? As reported by the PlayStation Lifestyle, according to a former developer at BioWare, Anthem was pushed out for release in just 15 months during a heavy working schedule and crunch for hours. In a series of tweets, developer Ian Saturdalen claimed that Anthem was pushed out before it was ready to be released and decisions were made above his pay grade. Developers were reportedly made to work 90-hour weeks during its 15 months of production, and sadly, Saturdalen revealed that this intense work schedule and pressure cost him his marriage and led him to therapy, which is absolutely crazy for a game that flopped so damn hard. Now, following its disastrous launch, the decision was made to essentially reboot Anthem, giving it a complete overhaul, and perhaps directing the game to one that was promising during its E3 reveal. Unfortunately, Saturday believed that Anthem 2.0 was on the right track before that project was later cancelled. If for whatever reason you're curious about Anthem, it was available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It can be found on digital storefronts, and this game was absolutely incredible. For me, it was just absolutely phenomenal, the potential that this game has, and has had for many years. And Anthem 2.0 looked to be one of those recreation games, the No Man's Sky of gaming, the Cyberpunk 2077 that we all know and love. Anthem could have hit that list had EA and BioWare actually given it the love and attention and the time and money that it definitely deserved. Now, we are renowned for knowing that there are series that barely deserve a sequel, and then there are series that are so good that fans cry out for more. One example of the latter is the neglected Titanfall. Developed by Respawn Entertainment, the original Titanfall was released back in 2014, and Titanfall would garner respectable scores in the 80s on Metacritic, praised for its high-octane mech multiplayer suit games. As we all well know, Titanfall now is but a memory and a game that some of you guys may still play from time to time, but a lot like Anthem just didn't get the love that it needed. We seem to find quite a lot of the similarities between mech suits and flying around in robotic armor and games flopping. It is kind of ironic, really. But this game is absolutely phenomenal. Now, Anthem was released in 2019 of the month of February to a middle-of-the-road reception following a rampant marketing campaign from EA and developer BioWare that included a launch trailer directed by Neil Blomkamp. It suffered immeasurably over the years, with the ambitious looter-shooter live service game crumbling post-launch, despite a reported 2 million copies being sold in just 1 week. It was further reported by a former EA manager on LinkedIn that in its lifetime, Anthem sold 5 million copies, falling short of EA's expectations. It was ultimately abandoned by BioWare, with the roadmap being mostly undelivered, and over time, the player count completely plunged. In earlier marketing materials, though, Anthem looked superb. It boasted an intriguing story, putting players in post-apocalyptic worlds where they had become a freelancer, as per se, a last defender of the people against a range of aggressive, oppressive enemies made up of supersized insects, beastly creatures, and bloodthirsty humans. However, this live service game didn't pan out quite as planned for BioWare, and thanks to a series of technical issues that were present at launch, the game started wavering quite early on. It has secured a massive audience thanks to the promotional campaign, but that audience abandoned this attractive and admittingly quite exciting game relatively fast. Now, it was revealed on the LinkedIn profile of the former senior global marketing manager that EA that Anthem shipped 2 million copies in 7 days, which is quite huge for any new IP as an overall. It then sold a total of 5 million copies in its lifetime, but it's expected that in 2024 it could be taken offline. In recent months, EA has been putting offline a wide variety of games, from Mirror's Edge Catalyst to the Bad Company series of Battlefield games. Could Anthem be the next game to suffer from that treatment? For me, I sincerely hope not, and realistically, we need to see this game get picked up. This IP has got so much potential, and there are so many developing companies and so many publishing companies out there that could really make a success out of this game. EA isn't one of those. They're not renowned for being one of those top dogs, although they may be well known. They're not known for generating decent games and within decent timescales. Give this game some love and it will flourish. Anthem has been one of those games in the past that when a game goes wrong, you utilize the saying, "Oh, it's like Anthem." You've just had an Anthem type game. And that is something which is really, really depressing to hear, to say the least. Whereas realistically, the No Man's Sky motive, where a game was launched on a really, really bad foothold and then developed to be the incredible game that it is now, or even Cyberpunk 2077 that had the same reception. This game could have been categorized in with that. All we need is a developer or a publisher to pick this game up and give it the love that it needs. And eventually, you'll have the saying of the Anthem effect. And not for the negative reasons. For me, this game never got what it deserved. And one day I hope it does. But up until then, this game does seem to be looking like it's going to have the servers turned off and the lights go out. Live support doesn't seem to be lasting much longer for the title Anthem. Conviction is brutal, and we should be seeing the end of this very, very soon in 2024. I'm bloody sad. I think that you guys really should be too, and I want to know what you guys are thinking about this in the comment section below, and leave a robot emoji in the comment section as a rest in peace symbol for the game that never made it through the barriers. Rest in peace, Anthem. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.